Yes guys, welcome from me, Change Manager 0102, the three-man game, the epic game. We are well into season 131. The last video, you may recall, we were almost at the end of the season. We still had the cups to look at. I think I'd won the league and Pep had won the League Cup, but we still had a lot to play for. Before I fire up the game, I should say, we have got some breaking news. Breaking news. Any guesses? I bet someone's guessed it, haven't they? Okay, let's fire the game up. I'm restoring this as a solo game for the purpose of this video. And it should bring us straight on to Pep, I believe. Okay, so I won the league. I'm trying to think how I can do this without giving too many spoilers away. It's going to be very difficult, so I may as well just fucking go for it, mightn't I? I'll wait till this fires up. I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. I should have really thought this through, shouldn't I? Let's do it like this then. Let's do the FA Cup then. So the FA Cup went to me. And now you've spotted that I'm not Chelsea. What a fucking dick. Right. Oh. Fuck it. Okay, so fucking prick. Okay, so I won the FA Cup for a fourth successive year. I won the Champions League against Ian in the final. Ian ended up without a trophy. I did the treble. I then left Chelsea. Where have I gone to? Any ideas where I've gone to? I said there'd be only one of two teams that I went to. There we go. We are at Manchester City, who had £1 billion in the bank. They only actually had £1 million to spend, but then that changed for whatever reason. So we haven't started off too well, to be honest with you. We've spent an absolute fucking fortune. We've bought players, we've sold players that we've almost bought straight away. We've adopted the same sort of setup. I did try and buy players for a flat back four. Didn't have the greatest start, as you'll see. We lost, we drew. We then lost in the League Cup, which was fucking disgraceful. But we have moved. We have made a big, huge move to Manchester City, which is stunning news. Let me just work this out now then. I think I did have it. I had it wrote down somewhere. I wrote some three-man stats down. 26 seasons, I think I wrote with Chelsea. And the good thing is now, let me explain to you, right? So, Pep actually told me the Man City job's come available. And I thought, you sneaky fucking bastard. But it came available, so I applied. And they offered it to me 2 days before the Champions League final. And I said to Pep, I said, fuck that. I am not going to compromise the Champions League. So I rejected it. I won the Champions League. More about that in a moment. And then I applied for it again. And I thought I weren't going to get it. But they offered it to me. So I literally, right, I got offered. I was like, shit. I've got such a good setup at Chelsea. But I took it anyway. So yeah, 26 seasons at Chelsea. Just to remind you, Scunthorpe 54 seasons, Liverpool 21 seasons, Peterborough 11.5, Tottenham 12.5, Swansea 5, Chelsea 26, and here we are at Manchester City in the third tier of the game. So that is where we are at then in the second division. The Premier League looks like this. Manchester United, they have already slipped up to 2 draws. Pepe, Southampton, slipped up to 1 draw and 1 defeat, which is absolutely sensational. And look who's in second spot with 4 wins out of 4. Southampton's then slip-ups. He lost to Brentford. He couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that. He was in such a good position when Ian drew in the very first game. He drew against Spurs. And then he drew again against Newcastle United. But he did win the Charity Shield. Let's have a quick look at Chelsea. Chelsea, they lost the Shield, as we said. They've won the Super Cup, the Continental Cup. I left them in a really good position, didn't I? Right. So they've brought in this Greek defender. He's done shit. He's one of my ex-players. I don't know to this day if Pep applied for the job. I'm guessing he didn't, to be honest with you, because I believe he would have got it. I should tell you something, right? Whilst I took the Man City job, I've then gone to scout Chelsea, Man United, and Southampton, see what players were interested in me. And by fucking accident, I applied for the Chelsea job. Can't believe I did it. I didn't get it. But the worst part of it is, I then got a memo from the board. You know, we've all seen it, where you get a memo from the board saying, there's been rumours that I'm looking at other jobs. I thought, shit, what a cunt. So, they've not bought anybody. I left them with the purchase of Fernando Hasselbank. However, they have sold a few fucking players. I had already agreed to sell Mata, and they sold Kang to Ian, surprisingly. And just look at that, £143 million. Ian has brought in Alex Toure, as well as Kang. And Pep's been a bit busy as well. He's repurchased Zeko regen, Memic, and he's brought in the Ronaldo regen. He's brought in 3 players. Vitor, great signing there. He's had a good start as well. And he also brought in Bettini, who's got through his Rizzies. They've sold. I mean, look what they've sold. They've been absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So that was an interesting one. That Maximiliano Bazan is an interesting one because he rejected a move to Man United, funnily enough. So it's obvious who Ian and Pep are going to chase, and it's definitely going to be Kune and Osterberg. What was I say? Right, okay, so he could become unhappy, and those guys will keep an eye on that. Arias is still scoring goals. So last season, the Colombian goal machine, another 86 for me. So there he goes. So yeah, that is Chelsea. They're looking good. They're gonna obviously cause problems. Why did I leave? I think I said something ages ago. When would I leave Chelsea? Would it be right to leave after winning the title? It probably felt like the right time, and the fact that now Man City, their manager moved to Coventry, and they'd just been promoted. I said that on the previous video. So they'd been promoted, and the way I read it is right. I've won the title. They're in the 3rd tier now. Realistically, with the money I've got, I should climb up 2 promotions. I'd like to think anyway. So I should be in the Premier League within 3 years. Now, if Ian, obviously, I don't want Ian to match or beat the record that we've both got. I got it first and he matched it, which is 5 Premier Leagues in a row. And he can theoretically now get 3. He can get the next 2 and another one, even if I'm in the Premier League. I'm hoping Pep can make an assault on it. I'm not worried that Pep would make 5 in a row, because I don't think he would. But he has built his squad up a lot better, Pep has. It'd be fair to say. You know, so he's brought in the 3 players from Chelsea. Ukrainian striker, I think he's a shower of shit. He's definitely built his squad up with those Chelsea signings. I think there's no doubt about that. No wonder he was trying to encourage me to leave, little prick. Let's have a look at Ian, if he's bought anybody of interest. Bacco, I was a bit surprised at him purchasing him, to be honest with you. Borden, I think Borden's a great defender. Norano was a surprise purchase as well, one of my ex-Chelsea players. Toure, decent player. I did mention that he could be a big. I was really shocked at that his signing of Kang, to be honest with you. But you never know, he might have something up his sleeve. And that's it. That is our 3-man game. In terms of the domestic side, let's now look at the Euros. Remember, the Euros are in place. And are you ready for this? Pepe was Holland. And I've got to be really, really honest here. I didn't even spot this. I'm wondering, did he get sacked? Because he got to the final. He might have resigned. I didn't even spot that. He got to the final and lost in the final, believe it or not. Which didn't even know. He played a slightly different tactic there as well. Okay, let me just. Is Pep manager of anybody at the minute? Do you know what? I didn't even spot that. Pep is Italy manager. So he's in the World Cup qualifying for Italy, and Ian, as I've said, Ian Ian is still Brazil manager. Yeah, he's looking good, isn't he? Looking really good. Let's just take a look quickly at Pep. Did he get sacked? No, he didn't. No, he didn't get sacked. Okay. That's probably why I didn't spot it. So, that's an interesting one. I'm quite surprised at that. So, good luck, Pep, there. I don't give a shit. I especially don't give a shit about the international football whilst I've now got my new project. Yeah, I mean, I brought a couple of players. I said to Pep and Ian, I said, you guys got any dead wood? Ian offered me a couple of players, but none of them were interested in me. Going Man United to Man City is just not going to happen, is it? Bear in mind, right, remember that this is a 2013 update. So, Man United are the current Premiership champions when this game started, and Man City had won it the year before. So Man City are the team with the money, so they've got the reputation, which is why I wanted them. And obviously they've got a big stadium as well, fairly big stadium, and also it just keeps it entertaining for me personally. You know, here we go again, and I don't know. I just think it must be boring for Pep and Ian, especially Ian, because Pep's his only competition now, and let's be fair, Pep hasn't been competition for a long, long time. We spoke about Pep never making it to runners-up. He's made it like twice in 22 years. Is that what we said? 22 years? So, 20, 23, 21 years, yeah. 22 years. Twice. So you'd like to think he should make runners-up at least. I would love to see Pep make an assault on the title. Who knows? Who knows? But in terms of what we purchased at Man City from the boys, so I brought no one. I thought that there was a couple of players I brought from Pep. They're not great players, in all honesty. They're not great players whatsoever. I thought, where's it? Oh, there they are. So I brought Horrendous, who's done really well for me with 4 goals. We brought that Dutchman, who, he's alright. I've chucked him in the resis for the bit. I'm going to try and build a resi setup, obviously. I thought I brought a striker as well. Oh yeah, I did. There he is, Andy Hughes. That being said, I spent £4.6 million on a striker, Burn. They do think he'd achieve great things, but this Polish striker is my main man at the minute. I've also got that guy on loan from Pep. And that's it. That is where we are at then, guys. If you've got anything you want to know about this 3-man game, anything you want to add, anything you want to critique, go for it. But until next time from me, guys, take it easy.